Hey, 6 o'clock show, man. 6 o'clock show. Ah, man, this thing, yo. Sometimes these computers be messing up, man. I always blaming everybody else but myself, man. I need to take accountability. That was me that pressed the button by accident. I can't even blame the computer. Sorry, Mac. I'm sorry for lying on you. I should have just kept it real from the beginning. Anyway, today's episode, man, we're gonna talk about Drake has become the biggest complainer in hip hop, and some people say he's the first ever rapping Karin. That's funny. But before I get into that, I gotta get my spill. This is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work on your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know to find the ones that just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App, no more PayPal. They call me the Hidden Gem. Went from 1,300 subscribers to over 13,000, 14,000, about to be 15,000. To 15,000 subscriber will get a cash prize. All you have to do is be the 15,000 subscriber. You could walk in here and press subscribe and be 15,000, and I'm going to see it, and you win. Just like that. So, hey, you know what it is. So maybe get your family member or somebody to subscribe. All right. So look, man. Also too, subscribe to After Hours. Go over there, man. I'm almost at 700, 600 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? It's doing well. It's doing really well. I talk about a bunch of different things over there. I don't just talk about these things. I also talk about relationships and stuff like that. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, then that's on the After Hours show. And I get a little more descriptive and I curse more. You know what I'm saying? Over there. I curse more. If you like cursing, then go over there. That's where the cursing at. Over here, I really don't like the curse. So let's get it, man. Oh, I'm sorry. And yes, I am the king of the north. Let me know what kingdom you from. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. Hey man, I know that was a long intro, but it's necessary. All right, man. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. Let's go.
Now, as the new freestyle Drake released is reaching more people's ears both in the hip hop world and beyond, one thing that has become clear is that with the more attention this song has garnered, and the more people who are hearing Drake's most introspective lyrical performance since going back and forth with Kendrick Lamar during the height of their beef in 2024, beyond the optics and really just flat out deception of Drake rapping over a beat that would make people who are not fully paying attention to what he is saying think that he is starting to make some sort of a comeback in the rap world, in actuality, as now people have had time to process this record, and from the best rappers in the world to some of the biggest names in the NBA, seeing just how many people Drake was trying to intimidate here, all together with how he tried to convince his rivals that he wasn't the one who lost in this thing, and that also at the end of this all, when the truth comes out, he will be the one who is on top. Overall, while Drake coming back into lyrical consciousness has...
So I want to say this, right? I listened to that song that Drake did a couple of times, over and over and over and over. And I actually have more theories about it. I dropped a theory about it this morning about I believe Meet the Grams has put a spell on Drake. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go check that video out. My thing is, you notice with the owl, right? This just a little sidebar, right? I just noticed this, right? I know I've probably noticed it before, but didn't really wasn't paying attention. When Kendrick was hitting the owl, right? Towards the end of the owl, he knocked it. He knocked it. He hit it, and it broke apart, and money fell out. I wonder what that actually means. That he's going to make Drake go broke? Are you going to beat the money out of him? You know what I'm saying? Because that's, and it goes back to what Drake said about the money too. He's saying, yeah, I'm gonna hit you so hard and you're gonna lose all your money. That's what that really means. But anyway, yeah, I think that Drake is trying to go back to just pure rapping. But see, the issue with that is he has become this guy where people, they expect more than just him rapping now. And that's the problem with doing so many different being so versatile. When you try to focus on one thing and you did more things on this side over here, people want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with you, a lot of people, they want Kendrick Lamar to go back to the Good Kid, Mad City and all that. But my thing is, Kendrick did it different from Drake because he's always been making songs that was based around rap and trying to make something that's a different flow. He was always doing something that's better. Drake, to me, he just try to fit in. He just try to slide in and fit in where he can get in at. You know what I'm saying? That was just what Drake was to me.
Given us a song that we are at least talking about more than anything else he has released in months. At the same time, delivering a performance like this has allowed Drake's inner thoughts to come out more than we have seen in about a year at this point, and really with the results of this, Drake has just never exposed himself more when it comes to proving on his own account that beyond being one of the most pathetic figures in music today at this point, that he is really one of the biggest jokes of a figure that hip-hop has ever seen. But now before we go into just how bad the effects of this track are going to end up affecting Drake in the long run, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now with Drake and this track, when it comes to what this new...
That's definitely true. I ain't gonna sit here and hold y'all. Drake has made it to the point where he is kind of a joke now. He's like, Drake is a living meme right now. He's literally a living meme. You know what I'm saying? People gonna react to his stuff. People gonna talk about him, but he is a living meme right now. Nobody really cares for Drake too much no more. That's just the bottom line. Like, I'm being honest with y'all. A lot of people only care to see if he has something to say about Kendrick. That's it. Anything else he does, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody's going out their way to actually feel like they have to support him or do or replay something. This obviously this wasn't officially released, so we can't really say that. But he got songs that was officially released afterwards, and I don't see nobody playing them. That just goes to show you that. And I'm gonna explain to y'all why I think Drake needs UMG, and he needs a label. And I'm gonna put it in proper perspective of why Drake could never be as big as he is without a big label like UMG. I'm gonna explain to y'all. Watch.
Freestyle that's not actually a freestyle, because you can clearly see him reading off a piece of paper in the video the song was released with. Despite what Drake defenders are trying to say to make any part about this record look like it was a win for him and that he didn't even intend for it to be released. This song releasing directly from producer Conductor Williams definitely was intentional on Drake's end, as putting the song out this way allowed for him to get this new message out without having to go through his own label, who he is of course in a whole other mess with. And on top of that, as this song...
That's the thing. He can't release no music because he got a lot going on with UMG. So he can't release no music. So he's putting out snippets and all this. And this is where I believe the decline is it's like a steep decline. He's going down fast. I mean, like really fast, to the point where he's like at the bottom now. He got to work his way back up. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens, but
came straight from one of the most desired to work with producers in all of rap music right now, who has also produced multiple major songs for Drake, including the one that was at the center of his last album rollout with none other than 8 AM in Charlotte. It's pretty obvious to see that the producer who has given out beats to now 3 rappers that have dissed Kendrick Lamar with Drake, Joey, and J. Cole put this song out with Drake's approval. And seemingly with the release of this freestyle, which Drake assumed that because it was coming from a skilled beatmaker who has a lot of respect in the genre, it would give him a much needed win with just that alone. And really what the lesson that Drake needs to learn from this record, if anything else, is that he needs to stop underestimating the intelligence of the audience. Because really when you unpack this thing, it becomes...
And he also needs to stop underestimating. Sorry, I was getting tongue-tied here. Underestimating the intelligence of Kendrick. I think that he needs to start respecting Kendrick's intelligence. I really do. I think he's playing with Kendrick's intelligence, and he don't even understand. He don't even understand.
Clear that Drake thought he was going to cakewalk his way back into the center of the culture and drop off a mediocre freestyle over a beat that usually underground MCs like to rap over, and that would be enough. But just like other rappers who exploited how low the bar was for quality in the Drake era are now learning, More listeners than ever are fully awake and aware of the content they are digesting, and no longer can these half-baked songs and performances impress majority of the rap world like they once did. And now when it comes to what is at the center of this song beyond all of the optics that Drake was trying to trick us with in the first place, is unfortunately for Drake, one of the most stubborn and really embarrassing lyrical performances we have ever seen from someone coming off a beef this important, because the more I and so many others continue to read into all of the lyrics Drake is saying here, it just falls apart. And with how bad this song is, it really...
Yeah, the more I listen to it, the more I realize it's not a good song. And I'll be honest with y'all, Kendrick Lamar has really changed the rap game in my opinion. Because I listened to the Lil Baby album, and I'm not a Baby fan. I ain't gonna sit here and tell y'all, but I listen to people and I give them a shot. And again, just because I'm not a fan of yours, does not mean I can't admit that you got some good music. Some people got good music. I'm just not a fan of them. You know what I'm saying? I told you, I'm not really a big fan of Denzel Curry, but I believe he's a good artist, and I like some of his music he did was pretty good. I'm just not a really big fan of his. You know what I'm saying? But for Drake, I mean, for like with Little Baby, his album, I listened to it, and it's like, it sounds like your last 3 albums to me. It's nothing special. It's nothing like, oh yeah. And I think that's the thing. Kendrick Lamar has put it in a put rappers in a position where they have to step it up. Because if Kendrick decides that he want to do something else, he's going to put the game back on hold again. Y'all got to step it up, man. And this Drake track, him rapping, but we heard this a million times from this dude. It's okay, but it's just okay. Drake's been okay for the last 5, 6, 7 years now. He's just been okay. He hasn't been phenomenal. Family Matters is the only record that stood out, and that was good, but it wasn't phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like, oh man, this is jaw-dropping. This is stopping time. It wasn't.
Feels like from Drake we are getting the Heart Part 6 Part 2, because instead of this track doing anything to help Drake's image whatsoever, with one of the most basic and what is becoming one of the most redundant rhyming patterns possible from someone who actually calls themselves an MC, Drake does such things here like flexing the fact that he is suing an entire record label over the success of a diss song in Not Like Us, and that if it goes in his favor, then Kendrick Lamar and the success he's had and the entire perception of his victory will then be changed. Which now, before we dive into any other part of this track that is getting criticism right now, the fact that Drake really decided to rap about this as a flex is even more anti-hip-hop than him going about the action in the first place. Because while to make
that's my point. How y'all sitting here saying this man is hip-hop when he's directly going against the things that hip-hop stands for? I cannot believe that y'all out here defending him going to court and taking, they're like, oh, and y'all like, yeah, man, he got called a PDF file on the record, man. You could, I would try to stop that too. So you will go to court. So you'll take Kendrick to court. You'll take the record label to court. Yeah, I can't blame Kendrick for it, but I'll take down there, man. You gotta understand, he taking it down. I'm trying to take the record label down, bro. That's what it is. And most of y'all don't even see what he doing. Y'all don't even see it, bro. He trying to take down a label. Like, for real. The same label that helped him get to where he at. The same label that did the stuff for him. He trying to take them down, bro. He a real one. You know what I'm saying? He trying to end the record industry, bro. Come on, man.
Claims is one horrible thing, but then to rap about this within a way like this is a typical thing that rappers say to try and up their competition is a whole other thing. Because seriously, just this whole moment of Drake rapping over a Conductor Williams beat where he is flexing about taking a rap beef to court, I mean, just saying that out loud makes it sound like...
What is that? What is that in the background over there? Hold
a
up.
whole other thing. Because seriously,
something.
Just this whole moment of...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-oh. What is that? What is that? What is that? Ooh. Oh, man. Oh, know. I know y'all probably saying the same thing. Like, well, wait a minute. That don't mean nothing, bro. That's just colors. That don't mean nothing. Uh-uh. Uh-uh. If you're a part of the rainbow flag, you know what it is. That's why I'm telling y'all. I wish he'd just come out and say it, bro. I ain't got nothing against y'all. I got family members that is in that community. Hey, whatever. That's whatever floats your boat. I'm just saying, like, yeah. People probably saying, nigga, you reaching. Stop reaching, bro. Keep the video going.
Drake rapping over a Conductor Williams beat where he is flexing about taking a rap beef to court. I mean, just saying that out loud makes it sound like it's not even a real thing. It is really that disrespectful to hip-hop culture as a whole. Saying that out loud doesn't even sound real because it is that disrespectful to hip-hop culture as a whole because it's really just laughing in the face of everything that this art form has ever represented. And I mean, beyond just this, Drake's descent into chaotic delusion does not stop here because making this even bigger than Drake versus Kendrick Lamar or other rappers for that matter, he of course spends a lot of time on this track reflecting about the pop-out and the people who were once his friends that went there, and specifically from this, Drake focuses on calling out both DeMar DeRozan, but in the greater magnitude LeBron James. As from the title of this track, which is mirroring the school LeBron played at, to lyrics in this track, which Drake seemingly designed to create all of his stands on social media to run around and say that Drake is going to expose LeBron James and all of the truth that we don't know about him to the public because LeBron chose Kendrick.
You see how this works? Kendrick Lamar said that he can expose Drake, he gonna expose Drake, and Embassy gonna get raided too. And now Drake is saying that he can expose LeBron. He don't want to mess up his public image. But you gotta understand, I'm sure that Drake's hands is dirty in a lot of these things. His hands is dirty in a lot of these things. And what's gonna probably happen is eventually somebody's gonna get exposed, and we'll see. But I'm just saying, Drake is not innocent, in my opinion. He got a lot of stuff out there working against him.
Over him. And now with the biggest thing Drake has achieved with this track being that he has rallied his fan base into all thinking that he is going to expose LeBron James's hidden past. I mean, again, when you say these things out loud, it's not just laughable that this is where we are at, but again, Drake is so desperate to make any sort of moment in these songs that he's leaving lyrics that will then bait his fans to try and start these mass movements where they want to take people like LeBron down. And what's most funny about this all is that when it comes to Drake's entire ethos as a rapper, it is falling apart more than ever because of things like these. Because while Drake is dissing LeBron and trying to code this entire track to be some sort of a warning to him, no matter how much Drake tries to make LeBron look terrible, is he forgetting that he's also the guy who has the tattoo of LeBron on his arm? Which, funny enough, tying the title
Yo, you can't make this up, man. You can't make this up. I'm telling you, desperate time calls for desperate measures. And I totally believe Drake's gonna do something really desperate this year. He's gonna do something super desperate this year. And I'm telling you, we ain't gonna never forget it. Mark the clip this right now. I'm telling you, mark my words, Drake gonna do something really desperate this year. It's coming.
Back to LeBron even more, it is the artwork of when LeBron was in school with the jersey that this song is seemingly titled after. So again, when we break this down and see why so many people are losing respect for Drake even more than they already have, as his biggest move is now trying to bait us into thinking a guy who he has a tattoo of on his arm is bad. Again, while Drake thinks he's making power plays, he is just making himself look weak and guilty, because how can you diss a guy the way he is if you literally permanently placed an image of him on your arm? I mean, it's just all so pathetic. And for the people
You gotta listen, man. I'll be honest with y'all. I ain't getting no man tattooed on my body. You crazy? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I'm not getting no man tattooed on my body, bro. No. If it's your child, your son, daughter, yeah, okay. But to get a man tattooed on your body is out of control. That is the epitome of saddle hopping, pulling the saddle right out the closet, riding the Clydesdale slowly. You know the horses with the Budweiser horses. That's what Drake riding, the Budweiser horse, and LeBron is the horse. You know what I'm saying? You kidding me, bro?
Who are defending Drake and saying that anything he does from this point forward is just gonna get criticized no matter what he does. That's just not true, because Drake could have really tried to write something about how it really feels to not just lose, but to also lose people who he thought were his friends. And if this performance was genuine and emotional, people would have resonated with it because it would feel relatable, but again, with the arrogance and delusion that Drake keeps living in here. For the people who have not continued to support him as his music has declined year over year and he has just gotten more immature in the process, this song is just impossible to connect with because he's telling us about stories and moments that he is trying to put in one way, but the reality we have all seen from our own eyes just a few months ago is completely different. And I really feel like what Drake was trying to do here was make his Blueprint 2-like moment, which is what Jay-Z did after he lost the Nas beef with a self-titled track from his album of the same name, where Jay addressed the beef after having the biggest stain on his career from Nas handing him an L. But now the difference is between Drake and Jay is that while both of them lost, even in the Blueprint 2 song, Jay managed to somehow turn his L into an ego boost that pushed him into the next era of his career, and with Jay never backing away from what made him successful in the first place after he lost, it only pushed him to make more hit songs and drop more music that still reached the status quo of what people wanted to see from him and me.
That's what I was saying. The difference between losing is different between losing as a good champ, and I think that Drake lost, but he took a LL. He don't know how to come back. But when Jay lost to Nas, Jay came back. Jay came back. Excuse me, man.
Meanwhile, with Drake, from running away from everything he has ever stood for, to staying in this world of delusion where now this hole he has put himself into is so deep that he is now just responding to disses from songs Kendrick released months and months ago, and somehow with his responses being so bad that now he's only validating Kendrick's claims further and further. Overall, Drake has really just never made himself look like a bigger joke than with this song, and if this is the moment that is starting off his 2025, and really now the bar for him is releasing songs that are the equivalent to The Heart Part 6 even all of these months after the shock and chaos that Kendrick Lamar caused. As now from Kendrick Lamar to the West Coast to now people like LeBron are all left laughing at Drake for just clapping back to them in some of the strangest, most delusional, and really just anti-hip-hop ways possible. Well, really everything for Drake is just looking terrible, and somehow when it seemed like things couldn't get worse as he closed out 2024 doing everything that just signaled against hip-hop as a whole in its very principle, the worst part about this all is that Drake is now running back into the center of the genre with the same principles that he had on his stream with Aiden Ross, or when he decided to shock everyone by taking a rap beef to a place that no one ever has. And because of all of this, what is clear is that things are only going to get a lot stranger this year from Drake, because if this is how he's trying to enter a new year where he did just say it was going to be a new season for him and therefore give him a chance to take the top spot in the rap game once again, if this was the best idea he had to start off this new era, I don't even think we want to know how bad whatever else he has planned may be. And so now,
Hey, man, that's true. Yeah, man. I understand why now. Look at that. I understand why now they calling Drake the hip hop Karin. This is great. I think at this point, man, Drake need to just regroup, sit back and regroup. Kendrick has put him in a bind. You know what I'm saying? He put him in a chokehold. You know what I'm saying? One of those sleepers. Like, it's a difference between, I want y'all to understand something, man. There's a big difference between putting somebody in a chokehold and putting somebody in a sleeper hole. You know what I'm saying? So don't be trying to go out there and saying you want to put somebody to sleep and you choking them and they get deleted. Sleeper hole, I believe it goes right here under the chin, like right here. Right here. You pull back. It makes them go to sleep. Now, chokehold is under the neck. Makes them go to God. So don't be out here doing that. But I believe Kendrick Lamar put Drake in sleeper hold. So either way, man, thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all have a great evening. I'm going to make me some salmon and some Caesar salad with some sauteed shrimp. I'm going to eat healthy every day until the summer. You know what I'm saying? Because I fell off the wagon. Again, I ain't out of shape, and I'm starting my journey back into the gym to get right how I used to be. I used to be real nice going back. So make sure y'all keep yourselves fit, man, and all that good stuff. So I love y'all, man. Thank y'all for being here with me. I see y'all, man. 8 o'clock show coming up. After hours tonight. Make sure y'all go subscribe. Torture Talk After Hours. And yeah, I'm dropping some Pop the Balloon episodes tonight and all that good stuff. So I got some things I need to say. Some of these things is funny. So, all right, man. See y'all. Peace. Bye.